Hi everyone, my name is Celso O'Donnell. Welcome to my reviews and tutorials channel. Now today we're gonna do a very simple yet awesome recipe for Brazilian rice. There are very few ingredients needed and it's gonna take us about 30 minutes. So let's take a look at everything that you're gonna need. So when it comes to hardware, you're not gonna be needing much today. Just a medium-sized pan and a wooden spoon will be more than enough to take you all the way to that awesome Brazilian rice experience. So when it comes to ingredients, there's only going to be 4, and so it should be easy enough for you to gather and compile all those ingredients together. The first one, it's as obvious as it gets, white rice. Now, there's a variety of white rices in the market. You want to go for basmati. In my personal experience, this is the best one that I found here in the United States to cook Brazilian rice with. So that's the one I would recommend. Alongside that, you're gonna be using either table salt or kosher salt. I'm gonna be using kosher salt today. We're gonna be using a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna be using garlic and a bit of tap water. So I guess there's 5 ingredients after all, but water is free, so there you go. All right, so let's begin. First and foremost, we're gonna use olive oil. And we're gonna put about, I wanna say 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Doesn't have to be much. As far as temperature, I want to put about 60% of the power of your stove. Obviously, stove power varies a little bit, but we're going to do about 60%. And once the olive oil is here, which by the way, we can use different things here. We can use butter, or we can use vegetable oil, or even some sort of animal fat, but we're not going to be using that today, maybe in a future video. And now we're going to put the garlic. Now this is pressed garlic. I want to make sure that you know that this is raw garlic. It's not anything that we purchased that was already in a container. We just like to press it beforehand. So in the subject of quantity of rice, my suggestion to you is think about every grain of rice is gonna get twice as big as it is right now. So if you put about this much rice, it's gonna double it. So think about that when you're trying to put a certain quantity. And obviously, if you're doing it for the first time, try to put as little as possible so you actually get good at it before you commit to something much bigger. You wanna make sure that you're doing it right. Okay, feels like we're getting close to the light brown. And you don't have to get this 100% right. Just make sure it doesn't get to a dark brown. That's where this is gonna overpower the flavor of the rice. So as long as you're around here, you're good, okay? Now, once we get to this, then we're gonna be dumping the rice. Ready, set, and go. And we're gonna move it around a little bit. We're not gonna necessarily fry the rice here right now. I'm just gonna move it around and get the olive oil and the garlic to mix with the rice nicely. Now we're gonna turn on our sink to the hot water, because we're gonna put some hot water into this right now. So as far as how much water you want to put, you want to cover the entire rice on the pan with water, and you want to go about an inch above the total amount of rice that you have. And you can actually find that out just by moving the rice. That will easily educate you to make sure that you have about between a half an inch to an inch of water above the rice, which actually sinks to the bottom. Last but not least, we're gonna put salt. As I said before, I'm choosing kosher salt today. And we're just gonna get about a tablespoon of salt and sprinkle it around. Maybe a little bit more. But that is pretty much it. And you can obviously experiment with the amount of salt that you use because it's something that is going to be ideal to you, to your taste, and not to a certain recipe. Now we're going to just move this around a little bit. And we're going to cover it. Now, last but not least, we started at 60% power on our oven. Now we're gonna go to 30% or whatever equivalent that you have. And that's it. The pan's gonna be cooking here. I'm gonna clean up a little bit of salt that I dropped here. And this is gonna be cooking for about 20 to 30 minutes. And I will let you know exactly how you're gonna find out when it's time to stop the cooking. All right, so we're about 20 minutes from when we started. And as you can see, the rice grew considerably. And all we want to do, I want to make sure to do this right so you can see, is we want to pull here on the side and see if there's any water left. Can you see here? There isn't any water left. So there's a tiny bit of water here, so we can actually just push it back. And when there's barely any water left, or no water left, I want to say, that's when we can turn it off. And if we want the remaining water to evaporate, we can actually cover it again and wait a few more minutes. But in a nutshell, this is ready to go. And now it's time to give it a try. All right, guys, this is ready to go. As you can see, the rice is loose. It's pretty. And it tastes very good. And there you go. Now it's time for a quick taste. Just take a look here. Wonderful. Lastly, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and let me know in the comments below what would be the next recipe that you would like to learn. We definitely want to do some things to accompany that rice, like brown beans or black beans. So definitely let me know what would you like to see next. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more recipes, tutorials, and reviews. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.